This is an Epiphone Les Paul Special 1 in a worn cherry finish. Let's check it out. Hey, how's it going? I'm Landon. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and click a like on the video. I want to get this video to at least 10 billion likes. That'd be great. All right, full disclosure, I'm pretty new to the Gibson and Epiphone world. I'm really a Fender fanatic, and if you've been to my channel, you know that. So this is kind of going out of my realm, and I need you guys to help me. So I decided to get this guitar. So I bought this out of pocket at Best Buy. It was on sale for $179.99. And I have a previous video if you want to check that out. It's an unboxing and first impressions and taking a look at the guitar for the first time. So now this is like a deep dive video where we're going to get into the guitar, get all the specs, play it mic'd up with a proper microphone and amplifier. And then I'll give a summary and pros and cons at the end. So as I mentioned, I'm a complete, well, not complete noob. I guess I've had one Epiphone Les Paul a few years ago, which I liked. I didn't love it enough to keep it. So my plan now is to give Gibson and Epiphone another chance and maybe try to find a guitar that I like, because I do like the appeal of them and I like the look of them. So it's just a matter of finding something that just really feels good. So this is I think this is the lowest you can go in the Epiphone line. I think there's I believe the SL might be a little bit lower, but we're going to start with this one and then hopefully continue on this year and try out more. So let's just do a quick walkthrough of the specs and then we'll get into a deep dive. So if I make any mistakes, you'll have to forgive me and then correct me and leave some rude comments below. So this is a made in China Epiphone Les Paul Special 1 in a worn cherry. And I had to ask in the last video, why is it called a Special 1? Somebody said because there's a Special 2. That makes sense, right? Just like when they had Spider-Man 2, they called Spider-Man 1 after that, I guess. The serial number on the back, I showed this in the original video. I looked it up, and on the box it said manufactured in April or March of 2020. So this is brand new, and some people were confused because the headstock, I've been following that. The headstock is the old Epiphone style headstock, and they've recently redone it to make it look more like the Gibson headstock. So I'm going to run down the guitar right now, and we'll get into the full detailed specs later. So you've got your standard Epiphone headstock. I don't know what kind of tuners these are. They do feel kind of cheap. The fretboard, I thought it was some kind of rosewood, but it's some kind of like laminate, and it's like painted on. It doesn't look that great close up. It's a bolt-on neck. Coming from a Fender world, that's totally normal for me. So I don't know any better or worse if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It looks like a 3-piece body, maybe a 2-piece. I'm trying to look at the lines here. Might be a 3-piece. And then it's kind of like a Telecaster configuration. You got neck pickup, bridge pickup, and it's just a 3-way selector down here. One volume, one tone. And that's it. It's got a wraparound bridge. I don't know if that's normal for the strings are going around the back side. I've seen it go through the front too. I don't know what the reason is for that. You guys are going to let me know. And we're going to learn. Some people said I should go check out Trogley's channel. I've been to his channel before. I don't think I'm going to go back and watch like hundreds of videos on Gibson and Epiphone. That's just not what I'm going to do. So there we go. There's a quick walkthrough of the guitar. Let's get into the deep dive. All right, let's do it. Let's get the weight. Let's pick this thing up. I'll tell you right away, it's super light. It's like one of the lightest guitars I've ever had. And when we can finally get to it, we'll tell you exactly what it is. So it's 2.955 kilos, which is 6.5 pounds. Super, super light. Really nice, actually, to pick up. So now we're going to do the resistance, which is like, measuring the resistance. 10.01 for the neck pickup. And then switching to both of them. 6.38, and then I'm going to guess the bridge is going to be the highest. What the hell kind of number is that? 17.01. You know, they say resistance is futile. You know, the Borg, that they used to say that. They were wrong because, I mean, they always resisted. And I'm just double checking it here. Yeah, so there's my Star Trek reference forever. Here, I'm just loosening the strings. You can see that. I just want to get a little bit of room so I can try to pull up these pickups. And ran into a little bit of problem trying to get them out. Not the strings in the way. That was okay. The amount of cable that they put underneath barely let you lift it up. So there you go. That's what you're going to see. Epiphone. ROHS is the sticker on the bottom, whatever that means. I honestly don't know. So yeah, same for the other one. Couldn't get them to lift up because the wire is just too short. So I gave up quickly on that one. But you know, you saw the underneath of it. It looks like a humbucker pickup. Nothing special. Now we're going to take it and flip it. And we're going to open up the cavity. And this was so much fun. 3 screws, and then I have no nails, so this is really fun to do when you don't have an edge to grab. What are they going to do about this? I think they make magnetic ones on certain guitars. I just made that up. I don't know if that's true. Here we go. I finally got it. Keep your nails. Oh, so you can see there's some shielding on the back there. Let's take a look inside. So you've got some alpha pots, and they're 500K. You can see that. Not really impressed with the wiring here because it's kind of a mess. You see a lot of just like wires hanging around. I don't know. It works. Not complaining about that. It just like aesthetically. Try saying that word. Cosmetically, aesthetically. So let's open this up and take a look inside. Doesn't that look like a tongue sticking out? Some kind of monster. This is the output jack. Again, not super impressed by the workmanship here, but I'm not really complaining. I'm just pointing it out. I don't know what you'd expect for 179 bucks. You know, it's set up and it works, and it's clean. So there you go. This is the tap test I always do. I guess I left. I was so bored. And oh, I came back. There we go. I forgot the screwdriver. So you plug in an amp and tap the pickups just to make sure your wiring's good, because you know you just don't want the wires ripped out and sound not working. So there we go. Let's check out the detailed specs now. All right, so I've got the official specs here from Best Buy and from Guitar Center, and I've got some conflicting information, but I'll read everything and then I'll mention it at the end. So it's a Warren Cherry color. It's a solid body Les Paul, obviously. Basswood top, basswood back and sides, intonated wraparound bridge. You got your humbucker pickups. It's a bolt-on neck, mahogany neck material. And this is where the confusion is. This fretboard, they're saying it's rosewood, but then the other site says it's poplar composite on the Best Buy site. So I'm guessing it's poplar composite and not what the rosewood mention is. And the pickups are an Epiphone 700T and an episode. That's a hard word. I can't even talk anymore. So we're going to delete this and go back. Said nobody ever. Epiphone 650R for the neck humbucker. The 700T is the bridge. And you know, there's not really that much else to say about it. These tuners are not that impressive, but it looks okay on camera. Does that count? Is this thing on? Is anybody still listening? And speaking of listening, we'll get into the tones in a second, but some people like this stuff. So here you go. Again, you weirdos. Okay, there you go. You got to hear it. You got to see it up close. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about the tones. I haven't listened to the playback yet. In the room, they sounded pretty good. The bridge actually sounded really, really good. So I don't know if that came across in the recordings. We'll see. Now, let's get into the summary and pros and cons. And if I like this guitar, if I recommend it. Let's start off with the pros. And this might sound silly, but the packaging was amazing. If you watch my original video, I was blown away by the packaging. And I'm coming from a world where a guitar, like a Fender and a Squier, sometimes they just throw it in a cheap plastic bag and that's it. And it's got a little bit of cardboard around it in a thin box. So this thing came double boxed with like super amount of padding. And then I thought about it. I'm like, is it because of the headstock? And I know the history of these headstocks. If this falls, that headstock is bye-bye. Who talks like that? Yeah, is that why they have to do extra padding and extra packaging for these? You let me know. I don't know. I was super impressed by the packaging. Is that a good thing when I'm more impressed by the packaging than the guitar? Okay, let's keep going with the pros. The price was really low. It was like $229 regular. It was on sale for $179, so I can't complain about that. It's really light. You saw the weight. It feels like nothing, right? So the fret ends are fine. That's one of the first things I look for. And I know people are like, you can just file it down. But I don't want to file down a new guitar. That's not why I bought it. I want to buy it and just play it. And the other positive thing, the other pro, the setup seems fine. Maybe the action's a little bit high. I don't know. I'm not a huge picky person when it comes to setups. As long as the guitar's not like crazy buzzing and the intonation's okay, then I'm pretty cool with it. I can pretty much get around with any kind of setup. You let me know if that's too high. Maybe you're too high watching this. Get off the toilet. Let's go to the cons. And this is, again, this is all personal opinion. This is my own thoughts. And coming from a Fender world, Fender and Squier world. So, I don't know, just looking at it, it's not that visually appealing to me. It does look better. Maybe it actually looks pretty good on camera. You should see the image when I bought it, that they were selling it. The image they were using to sell it looked horrible. This actually looks a lot better than that, but I don't know, it's just very plain Jane. No offense, Jane, if you're watching. I did mention the fretboard. I think it looks like cardboard. It just looks terrible. I don't know. It's just me. It looks like it's painted on. It looks like somebody drew it with crayon. And I'm not joking. Like, it's like pretty bad. And maybe you saw the close-ups earlier. It's not awe-inspiring, right? The fret surfaces need a polish. And I've said this before, for a beginner, that wouldn't matter because you're probably not doing a lot of bending and stuff. You wouldn't even notice that. But somebody that's buying this guitar that's played other guitars, it sticks out for sure. You can polish that if you want to learn how to do that. One concern I have is with the tuners. They really don't feel great. I'm always hesitant to say that the guitar is going out of tune quickly when you have new strings, so I try to stretch them and play it a little bit. I did have some minor tuning issues, but nothing major, so they just don't feel great. They feel like really, really cheap metal. And the gears just don't, when you're grinding your gears, it just doesn't feel that's smooth. So if that's a problem, maybe this is something that somebody wants to fix and replace. The electronics, when we looked inside the cavity, definitely the cheapest of the cheap that I've seen. The wiring just looked okay. It didn't really look, it all worked, but again, I'm just pointing out these things, it just did not look nice. And I've seen better. The pickup selector, I'm guessing this is for, because it costs less to have. I'm pretty sure they're usually up here. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, like on my other Les Paul, it was up here. It's just less holes to drill. That's how they're cutting costs, right? So they have it down here. Is that a good spot? Yeah, I'll just mention it feels cheap. I'm pretty sure this is the guitar you'd get with Rocksmith. And I mentioned that. It's like an online, it's a game for PC and Xbox. Pretty sure this is what gets bundled in with that. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I think, it's... When they say beginner's guitar, this is what it feels like. So, would I recommend this guitar? Again, I'll say a few different things. Would I recommend it for me? No, I wouldn't buy this guitar personally, even though I did, and I have to explain that. I bought it because I want to give Gibson and Epiphone another chance, and I want to go up through the different levels and really see what there is, and then learn all about it, and see why is this guitar not inspiring for me? Would it be okay for a beginner? Like, somebody just starting out? I think so, because it was set up well out of the box. I know with Squier guitars, there's a lot of hit and miss sometimes. In general though, the cheap guitars have been getting a lot better. I've had really good experience. So if this is a typical experience, then this would be really fine for a beginner. And I always say, you know, if you're somebody like a modder and fodder, if you're a modder, this would probably be fine for somebody modding. I don't know if you can swap the neck for something else. The pickups, you know, they sounded okay. I don't even think I'd change the pickups. Yeah, so for me, no. For a beginner, I'd say yeah. And some of you are probably gonna comment saying, but you play like a beginner. And I'll be like, you're, I got nothing. It's the end of the video. This is my 20th video today. So yeah, the fact that it was playable out of the box and I didn't really need to do anything, I think a beginner could start learning on this and it'd be okay. And a modder might like to take it and tweak it and mod it. That's what a modder does. But for me, it didn't do anything for me. And that's usually, you know, I talk about keepers and flippers. I mentioned that before. This will be a flipper. I'm gonna throw it in the air, flip it across the room. Now flipping means just like reselling it so somebody else can have it. So there we go. That's gonna be my, this is my first experience with Les Paul Special 1, which is just a weird name to me. I don't know, the names don't mean anything to me, so it wasn't that special and it was the first one. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, I'm Landon. This is Landon Bailey. This is my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click a like on the video. And if you didn't already, go watch the unboxing video. If you like to see silly videos, I like to think of my deep dives as my straightforward, straight up, cool, no, not cool, straight, you know, serious videos, and my unboxing, that's where I like to have more fun and be a little bit silly. Let me know your feedback below. Let me know your experience with Epiphone guitars. Let me know what the next one should be that I try. I'm trying to stick with Les Pauls and check out all the different Les Pauls for now. So that's gonna do it. As always, play guitar and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Come in. Oh, I'm done in 10 minutes. I'm gonna go. Why, what's up? Husband mode.